Hey, it's your neighborhood goddess here, back with another oracle message from the Mary Magdalene oracle deck. I've already shuffled this morning. I've burned some incense and got clear the air, any stagnancy, and we'll get started with the reading. The first card that I pulled is the fourth power. I am beloved. The mystic William Blake believed that roads of excess lead to palace of wisdom. Why? Because when we allow ourselves to get thrown out of balance with an excessive amount of anything, too much food, work, sex, or alcohol, we also have the opportunity to encounter that aspect within us that calls us to come back from the extremes so that we can rest again in the stability of what lets us thrive. The fourth power in the Gospel of Mary is described as the craving for death. And after Christianity was institutionalized in the 4th century, the fourth power was referred to as gluttony. The excess is seen as a death wish. However, it's often deeply unconscious. It's a compulsion, something we feel compelled to do, and that we do not know how to stop or change. Within Mary's Gospel, the power of excess is not a sin. It's not a demon, it's simply a power. It's a power of the ego, like the other 6 powers, that can derail us from what the soul has come here to do. Often we treat ourselves in ways we would never dream of treating someone else. Often our fear of not having a purpose, of not making some sort of contribution with our brief lives, leads us to sabotage any chance of doing so. When we remember that we are as beloved as the friend we want every good thing to come to, we are as beloved as the partner we adore, we are as beloved as a child that brings us joy just by breathing, we are also beloved as those we love so fiercely around us. It becomes less and less possible to be excessive with this body because we remember that the body is the soul's chance to be here. When we remember that we are beloved, we want to spend what little time we have here simply sharing the love we are. We no longer need to dance around the fires of love. At our core, we become it. And we can tolerate that much light, that much love, because we know it's not separate from us. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Sunday. Thank you so much for being here. The second card that I pulled is Ascension. Further up is further in. In such a wild and miraculous moment, when we realize that the good has never been above or beyond or fully outside of us. It's such a wild and miraculous moment when we arrive at this truth that the great big unsayable love that is the good is actually right here within us. In this fleeting body, in this bramble of an ego, like an indestructible rose, perpetually at bloom in the center of who we are. It's such a wild and miraculous moment when we realize that farther up is actually farther in. These are legends that Mary Magdalene lived in a cave in the south of France on what is referred to as Sainte-Baume, the holy mountain. It is said that she was lifted up 7 times a day from the cave to high above cliffs of the holy mountain. Artistic depictions of this legend have Mary lifted up physically by at least 4 angels. One way I used to distance myself from Mary's humanity was to imagine that this happened for real, that Mary is actually lifted up into the air by a bevy of angels. It was such a wild and miraculous moment when I realized that these angels met Mary from within her own heart, and that the 7 times a day refers to the 7 powers of the ego and the practice of recognizing and releasing them at least 7 times a day. For me, ascension happens by descending deeper into the truth of who we are. The angels lift us up when we forget that the good is not distant, above and beyond us, as if the good is way, way up there, in heaven too high for us to reach in these lowly human forms. The angels lift us up and remind us that the good has always been right here within and among us. The good is what we are and what we do. The good exists not on a vertical, but on the horizontal. We are eye to eye with the angels, not below or beneath them. The good is what's present right here within. Yes, heaven too. Farther up is further in. So I'm going to do one more card. Let's see what Spirit has for us this morning. Hope you guys had the perfect cup of tea this morning, or the perfect cup of coffee. I'm a tea drinker myself, so I do a matcha every once in a while. I like to splurge. The last card I have here is the first power. Darkness makes vision possible. You'll see that. Should be right in the beginning. All right. Darkness is a power of the ego that can convince us we're alone, separate, and disconnected. Sometimes darkness comes so we can practice a form of vision that becomes possible only when all sources of external light leave us. In the Gospel of Mary, after Mary has revealed the secret teachings that Christ gave to her, Peter doesn't believe her. He says, "Has the Savior spoken secretly and not openly to that we would all hear? Surely he did not want to show that she is more worthy than we are." Then Mary weeps and responds, "My brother Peter, what are you imagining? Do you think that I have thought up these things by myself in my heart, or that I am telling lies about the Savior?" Darkness is hard. It's the pain of betrayal. It's the fear of being truly alone. It's the heaviness that comes when we sincerely believe we are not connected anymore to those we most love. Darkness is a very difficult power to be bound to. Within darkness, though, there's a form of vision that becomes available. The most powerful form possible that comes from the light source from within us. When those we love the most leave, when we feel cut off from hope, the ensuing darkness gives us the chance to practice seeing the light that originates from within. How do we learn to see in the dark? We use the darkness, that feeling of being cut off from all external sources of love in our lives, to harness the tremendous love that's right here within us, always. We see then our own source of love, and we feel again the deepest power that exists in this world, the power of the love that's innate to us, the power that seeps out from within the heart as if from another world, and as if with the potency of every being that has ever lived before us. The love that reminds us of our worthiness just for existing, just for being human, the presence of love that knows us by heart, the presence of love that some of us only find again when every other source of love has left us. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I'll probably be in back later this evening to do an evening reading. You guys have a blessed day. Thank you so much. I'm sending you nothing but love and light and many blessings for today, tomorrow, and forever. Talk to you soon.